We've cut our heating and hot water bills in half by installing a solid fuel boiler on our 4,200 square foot house. This may be boring to look at, but this is the most efficient, easiest to use solid fuel boiler in the United States today. It can go a month without having to feed it. It does require taking the ashes out daily, but of all solid fuel appliances, this is the pinnacle of ease of use as well as reliability. It puts out a tremendous amount of heat. It can easily heat any size house. This is heating a 4,200 square foot house in Vermont with a family of 5, doing all the hot water and heat. And it's only on a setting of 4 out of 10 on its output, BTU output. The only daily maintenance you have to do is hold this lever for 10 seconds and then take the ashes out once a day in the winter time and once every 3-4 days in the spring and fall. You can see you don't have to stop the boiler to do this. Slide the cover in. That's all there is for daily maintenance. Then once every 3 or 4 weeks you have to change the feed bag. The nice thing is you don't need a special chimney for a coal boiler. A regular brick chimney will do just fine. It doesn't need any special lining. This is a 200,000 BTU Bedoris oil burner on the left boiler. On the right is a EFM 520 214,000 BTU coal boiler. The boiler doesn't run when heat is not needed. It's all automatic, just same as your oil burner. The thermostat calls for it to turn on its heat. When it does, it fires up to a higher fire. And there's no belts to break. It's a reliable ratchet drive with a gear. You only have to clean the boiler once per year. It's very simple, it takes less than a half hour. You don't have to clean the chimney, you just have to clean the exhaust duct. And that's very easy to do. And again, it's just once per year. The EFM 520 coal boiler is the only auger-fed coal boiler with this low of an angle on the auger tube. This allows you to make these custom-made skids with permanently attached bulk bags on them. The skids are real easy to make. By having these slide blast gates on the bottom of each skid, you can remove the skid at any time, whether they're full or empty. So you can change in between fuels, different fuel types. You never have to open the bag, so everything's sealed, so it's totally dust free. The other beauty of the skids, and I have 5 of them, is that they allow you to store the coal anywhere in your cellar. You just take a pallet jack and move them wherever you want in the cellar, so you utilize more of the cellar space. Unlike a coal bin, you don't have to have the boiler located in a perfect triangle from a window to feed into a coal bin. With a bulk skid system, you can put the skids anywhere, and means you can put the boiler anywhere. It also is great for low ceiling cellars like this one, where you wouldn't have enough height for a full coal bin. Each of these skid bulk bags holds 1 1/4 tons of coal. Again, you can see they're all sealed. There's no dust to the house. Coal is very clean. It's anthracite coal. It's pre-washed. It burns clean. There's no smoke. It's safer. There's no creosote like there is with a wood stove. You can use a regular chimney. Coal can sit for years. It never rots. There's no bugs. It can be burned wet. It has a very even heat. Environmentally, there's less carbon footprint from coal than there is oil when you factor in shipping halfway around the world, and then especially if you factor in defense of oil and everything else associated with the politics of oil. It all comes from Pennsylvania, so you're paying, local wages in the U.S. With these skid bulk bags, you never have to shovel out a coal bin if you have an auger blockage. You just lift the skid off with the pallet jack, and it's right there. You just correct it and put it back on, although I've never had to do that yet. There's no daily loading. Again, you just go for weeks. You don't have to stop the boiler to change the bag skids. The auger box itself, the little auger box underneath the skids, can run the boiler for over an hour by itself with just the fuel in that. So there's no big hurry when you change skids, even though it only takes 4 or 5 minutes to change them. Again, you get the bulk coal price without the hassles of bagged coal. You don't have plastic bags to get rid of. It's better for the environment. It's just a better system.
A lot of people, they'll go and they'll buy a wood stove, and then they'll buy a coal stove, and then they'll finally work their way up to the coal boiler, with this being the pinnacle. You can save a lot of money and time just by going and buying the right thing to begin with. It is expensive. They cost about $8,000 to purchase. However, you got to keep in mind too, even with a high cost, that this is something that's going to save you time for the rest of your life. It's going to provide very dependable heat that you don't have to worry about the rest of your life. It's well worth the cost.
Again, the coal is augered from a sealed bag through this auger tube into the boiler. The boiler inside has a pot upside down, like an upside down bell, and that's where the coal goes up into the bottom of the bell and it gets burned. This is what it looks like when the thermostat is calling for heat. Again, you normally never have to open this door. This is all automatic, just like an oil burner.